What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to my channel, The Backyard Gospel Project, where food meets faith. Have you ever smoked a chuck roast, a beef chuck roast? If not, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, so stay tuned to see what it's going to look like in the end. So I have a 3-pound chuck roast here in front of me. I'm going to put it on the Weber Kettle Master Touch, and I'm going to smoke it just like you would any other piece of meat, like a brisket type. And we're going to see how it turns out. So this is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to touch it with the Traeger Big Game Rub. I got this in my local hardware store. And it smells awesome. One thing about this Big Game Rub is it has ginger and lemongrass in it. So I like the smell, and I took a little taste of it. It tastes awesome. After I let the Big Game Rub tack up a little bit, I'm going to hit it on top with a little bit more coarse rub with Montreal steak from McCormick Grill Mates. If you've never had this on a steak itself, man, this stuff it smells phenomenal. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So, with all this flavor into this chuck roast, I believe it's going to turn out great. We're going to see about the temperature ranges we're going to work with the Weber Kettle and the internal temp of the meat. Towards the end of the cook, we're going to be looking for tenderness, probe tenderness with your temperature probe. So that's what we're going to look for. We're not really going to go to pulled beef temperatures. So around 190, 195, depending on how tender it is, we're going to take it off and we're going to slice it just like you would any brisket or anything. So let's do it. First, I'm going to get a good coating of olive oil on top. Okay. This is the binder I'm going to use. You don't have to use a binder if you don't want to. I usually like to use olive oil or some type of mustard. On my ribs, I usually use mustard. But I'm going to use olive oil and see how it does. Alright, so flip it over. Olive oil time. Traeger Big Game smells awesome. Let's see how it's going to taste later on. You want a good coating on it. You want to see if it'll make that good bark for you. Maybe I'm going to use the big side. Let's try that. Hopefully it won't dump on me. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's more like it. Won't take 40 minutes to put my rub on now. That side looks good. Let's flip it over. I'm telling you guys, this Big Game Rub smells great. The lemongrass has got just that lemon smell to it. It smells great. I love the way that lemon smells. So this will be good. Not only big game, you know, something like a beef or deer, venison, you know, any type of big game. It'd be great on chicken also because it's got lemon hints. It'd be awesome on salmon. You know, whatever your flavor profile is that you like to put on, hey, use it for whatever you want to. You know, they suggest these certain rubs and pellets and this, that, and the other on some of these rub containers. Hey, do whatever you think is right. Just take their suggestions and run with it. So, alright guys, that looks awesome. Okay, so it's already pretty tacked up. You see it's starting to shine a little bit. So what that salt does, it brings out the moisture out of your meat, and that's what helps with that bark. Alright, so Montreal steak. Let's hit some on top. Man, look at that right there. Doesn't that look like a big old steak? Good gracious alive. I'm tempted just to sear it on the grate on each side and let it offset for a while, but no, I'm gonna try to smoke this thing. I've never done that before. I'm gonna try it. Well, actually I did it one time and it took forever. So I didn't film it. But it turned out very tasty, very good. But I used a Traeger coffee rub on it that time, and I think this Big Game is going to really set it off. It's going to be great. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight. All right, I want this to be good and seasoned with all these flavors soaked into the meat. And tomorrow we're going to put it on maybe a little bit before lunch and have it for supper. But if I'm feeling froggy in the morning, if I want to go ahead and put it on and have it for lunch, for sandwiches, I might do that. So that's it, dudes and dudettes. That is the beef roast we're going to do. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks for joining me again with this chuck roast. So I have a piece of cherry and a piece of pecan right on the fire itself. I'm gonna let that cherry catch, and if it's not a smooth smoke like it is right now, if it gets a little bit dark, starts to burn real quick, I'm gonna take it and put it on top of the grate. So let's go ahead and put this chuck roast on. It sat overnight with the seasoning on it that I put on the first part of the video, and as you see, the garlic pieces has caught some of that moisture and reincorporated and rehydrated itself. So let's put it on the offset side. All right, we're gonna put it down right there. So I don't really have anything to catch the drippings. I'm gonna clean my grill out tomorrow anyway. That's how I'm gonna do it. So guys, I'm gonna let this sit here on the grill for about 3 hours, and I'm gonna probe it with this NutriChef probe and make sure it has a good internal temp before I take it and wrap it up. All right. I know that's not what it's supposed to be used for. The other probe is supposed to be for meat itself, is what they say on NutriChef website. But I'm going to put it on the side just to make sure my fire doesn't go out at all. Is really why I'm using it. Not really using it for the temperature, just to make sure it don't go out. So that's it. Rolling a good little smoke on that piece of cherry. We'll check back in a little while, guys. Thanks for joining me. Here's a chuck roast, guys, after a few hours of smoking. Internal temp is 154. Like I said, it stalled out about that. I wish it had a little bit more color to it, but hey, it looks pretty good for right now. So what I've got here, a little injection syringe, Cajun injection, little injector from a turkey. So I've heated this injection little syrup up. So what I've got, a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 cup of steak sauce, and a little dash of maple syrup. So let's inject this thing. Whenever you see a little bit of liquid coming out, you know you're gonna get it. Get it taken out and go somewhere else with it. See it? It's gonna impart a lot of flavor and moisture at the end of this cook. I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it. Ho ho! Watch out now. I've never done a hot injection before, late injection. I'm gonna try it out. See what kind of flavors it imparts with this beef, okay? That way I won't have to put any kind of moisture on this this chuck roast while it's sitting to get to an internal temp about 190, 195. Now let's go sideways in here. A little bit right there. Oh yeah, pump me up. What in the world, that looks good. Alright, so we're finna wrap this thing in the rain. It's been raining here for about 30 minutes. Getting a little crazy out here, but that's what I got this tarp for. If you're not comfortable with poking holes in the meat like I'm doing now, just don't worry about doing this part. But I'm gonna try it out. Alright. So I'm gonna take the rest of my warmed up sauce and base it on top. This is not really a braise, it's just gonna give it some moisture, give it some flavor. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Wrap it real tight. So there it is, guys. Chuck roast brick. Late injection, let's see what it's gonna turn out at. See you in a little while, guys. Let's recap a little bit of the cook. This chuck roast got up to 205. We went to the store. We got a little sidetracked. So now it's at the temperature where you want to shred it. However, I looked at it before I started letting it rest, and a part of the muscle of the chuck roast, I think we can still slice it. So let's take a look at this chuck roast. We'll let it rest about 20 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Oh, Lord of mercy. I want to eat it right now, but it's super hot, so let's slice it up and we'll show you what it looks like after we slice it. Oh yeah, look at that, awesome. Man, this thing turned out great. It is in shredding mode right now. We're going to try to slice it still. Man, that smoke ring looks great. So guys, if you like chuck roast, this is where it's at. Smoky chuck roast. I'm going to link the video in the description box that compelled me to inject this meat. I think it turned out pretty good. Look at that, that's great, guys. Look at that smoke ring on that piece of meat. Awesome. You see the little bit of injection marks. That looks like that's where the steak sauce went in. So, juicy, good to go, guys. Thanks for joining me, guys, at the Backyard Gospel Project again. We're gonna tear this chuck roast up. Really, really happy about this chuck roast. So be blessed, guys. Have a great day.